In this video, I'll be showing you how to grid your portrait using a 1-inch grid so that you can later enlarge it by 2 and use a 2-inch grid on your final paper. So with my image, when I've been looking at it, I can see that there's a lot of negative space here on this side and negative space here on this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by kind of cropping my image to begin with. So I'm just going to line up my ruler on the edge of the picture, make sure that I'm on that 0, and I'm going to make a mark at the 1 and the 7, and I'm using a black marker here just so that you can see it better on the camera, but of course if you would like to use a pencil or another drawing tool, that would work as well. Again, I'm measuring up here at the top of the picture, so I'm lining up my photograph on the 0 of my ruler, and I'm going to make a mark at the 1 and a mark at the 7, and then I'm going to use those 2 reference points to draw my straight line. So essentially what I've done is I'm cropping out these 2 sides of the picture, so when I draw, I'm only going to be drawing what's in the center. So from there, I'm going to go ahead and begin gridding off my picture or graphing it. So I'm going to start at that line that I drew, make sure I'm lined up with that 0 once again, and I'm going to make a mark at the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, and the 6 is already there for me. Again, it's really important that you always have at least 2 reference points when you're doing this. Otherwise, when you do your ruler, you'll end up getting your lines crooked and you won't actually have 1-inch grid. A lot of people make the mistake that they measure one time, then they try to start drawing their lines, and then they end up by the end that their line, like over here, is a lot smaller than their line that's over here on the other side. Another mistake that I see a lot of beginners do is they'll flip their ruler around, which theoretically should end up being the same measurements, but a lot of times you'll get off that way, so it's best to slide your ruler up from the original measurement to keep your lines more accurate. And this is especially true if your picture is an uneven number. Say it was 7.5 inches here that I was gridding off. It would be really imperative that I don't turn my ruler around because that 1/2 inch would be on the wrong side. So once I have my 2 reference points, I'm going to go ahead and draw my vertical lines. So there I have my vertical lines. Now I'm going to do the same thing for my horizontal lines. So again, I'm going to line up on that 0 of the ruler and the edge of my photograph. And I'm going to make a mark at the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Again, I need 2 reference points, so I want to make sure and go here to the opposite side. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then the 5. And now I can line those reference points up to draw my horizontal lines. Once I have my picture gridded off in 1-inch grid, a lot of times I like to go ahead and number it. So I'll say that's block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then I usually use a letter going down. So I'll do A, B, C, D, and E. Of course, you could use numbers on both sides, however you want to do that.